We are in Saigon, Vietnam, and in this episode we're gonna discuss the 20 things you should know before coming to Vietnam. Now, I've got my list ready of the 20 things that I think you should know. I will tell that at the end of this video. But before we do that, we're gonna talk to some experienced Vietnam travelers to see what they think you should know before coming to Vietnam.
This is my second time. I spent 1 month here back in June and then fell in love with Vietnam. So 2 months ago I moved here.
You moved here for like permanently?
Yeah, so brought enough money with me to do about 6 months, no work. After that I'll teach English up in the north. I spent most of my time already up in Hanoi, but my girlfriend's from Australia, so she came down here to meet me and travel with me.
Yeah.
So I met up with her in Saigon and then...
Wow. Does she want to make the move as well? Or?
She's Vietnamese, so maybe, but she's gone to Australia, so
no.
we'll figure it out.
Oh yeah, I'm sure you will, man. We are looking for some travel tips, like the things that we should know before coming to Vietnam.
The food's all pretty amazing, you can't miss. The people are all super friendly, you can't really go wrong with them. Vietnamese is probably the hardest language that I've ever tried to pick up before, even though Vietnamese is written in English. But if you can get like the pleasantries down back, hello, thank you, xin chào, come on. It takes you a long way. If you drink and smoke, the locals will love you. Outside of that, man, just always smile. The people are really, really friendly.
Yeah.
Never say no to anything. If you actually meet a local and they take to you and they really want to invite you out fishing, take them back to their place to go drink, do it, man. They love it. They're so hospitable here. Yeah. They're really, really friendly.
And if you say no, is that like a disrespectful thing? Or?
No, I wouldn't say it's disrespectful, and I wouldn't really disappoint them either, because it's the same here as any stranger in any country inviting you to come and do something. There's always a bit of trepidation about it.
One example, what people should know is that it is quite busy here, and the style of driving is very different over here. So that's something we have to be careful of. That can get you in trouble if you just think that crossroad here is actually doing something.
Yeah. No,
it's not. So these are things as well that I'm looking for.
Crossing the street is a bit of a tricky one, and you sort of got to feel it after you've been here. But the biggest rule is you can't hesitate at all. Yeah. If you're going to commit, don't even look at oncoming traffic. If you're on the road, just commit to going. Everyone here is a super capable driver. And as long as you're in motion, they've made an allowance for you and you'll be fine. Yeah. The moment you stop halfway and panic, freeze, you're going to create problems. Yeah. Here in Saigon, not so bad. People actually stop at red lights. When you start going up to Hanoi, red lights don't mean anything. I do like Saigon, but it definitely feels like a city that doesn't have its identity properly. It feels like Thailand, it feels like Malaysia, it feels like other countries.
This is maybe you say other countries, but maybe other cities in Southeast or in the world maybe, even, because it's such a big city with people from all over the world. You see the Asians, the Africans, the Europeans, the Americans, they're all here.
Look, you see that in Hanoi as well, and if you've been to Hanoi, you see it's as diverse, but it's very much Vietnam in Hanoi, right? I don't want to say more culturally, maybe more traditionally. I mean, there's a divide between North and South in Vietnam, but it is Vietnamese in Hanoi. It has its identity in Hanoi. That's what I mean. Saigon feels like I could be in Thailand here. I could be in Malaysia here. It feels the same, you know.
Hey guys, this is an opinion. Don't be hard.
Of course. And I don't want to mean like as in it's no good. No, it's a wicked city. I love it. But well, I moved to Vietnam for Vietnam, not for a Southeast Asian city.
Gotcha. Do you have a message to the world or some wisdom to pass on?
Just smile, man. It gets you so far in life, bro. Fake it till you make it. Like, people respond to smiling so much. Southeast Asia is a really big example of that. It's just smile at people, they'll smile back, and everyone shows a bit of kindness towards it.
You've been here for 1 week, you're saying? Something like that?
Yes, but I've been in Hanoi. Yes.
Okay. And
Hanoi was better, a lot better than Ho Chi Minh.
Why you say that?
I don't know, it's like cheaper, food is better, and temperature is lower.
For people that have never been to Vietnam, what kind of things should we know before coming to Vietnam?
I don't know, you should know much, because Vietnam is very friendly for tourists, for people, and I recommend Vietnam to all people. I love this country. It's like the best country I've been in.
Okay. Have you been traveling in Southeast Asia any further?
Malaysia. Okay. Malaysia is far, and Georgia, but Georgia it's like Europe, Asia.
We consider this country as a safe country?
Yes.
Is there something that we should know to get us out of trouble?
I don't know really. I feel very safe in here.
How about the food and everything? You're saying it's better over here?
I didn't have any troubles with my stomach here. Okay. So my stomach is very happy about Vietnamese food, and I'm vegetarian. So vegan food, vegetarian food, it's like everywhere, and this is good.
Why did you skip the middle?
Because I don't have much time, and I'm going to Cambodia today, so tomorrow.
Okay.
I want to see Cambodia and Thailand also, so I have only a month and I have to like plan it, and I decided to stay longer in Hanoi than I first planned. So
What was the best thing that happened to you?
food and hospitality there, like I feel so safe and so like cared for. I don't know how to say it differently, but you know.
Hopefully, if you stay a little bit longer in this city, this city is also growing on you a little bit. I know it's busy,
like,
but
tourism here, it's like, you know,
yeah, it's big.
it's big. And in Hanoi, I didn't saw like a lot of people from other countries, and it's like calmer, and they're surprised to see you. And in Haiphong, I also been in Haiphong, and there are people, when they see I'm not Asian and white, they were like, oh my god, what is she doing here?
Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
That was weird, but they were friendly.
I've been in Vietnam for about 3 weeks now, but I've not seen a hell of a lot of it.
Oh, okay. You haven't not?
No, because we're on a budget and we're running out of money, so we're heading to Australia.
No,
Yeah.
mate.
I'm gutted, but we're definitely coming back here. I've seen a lot of the north.
Yeah.
I've seen Cat Bar, Hanoi, Tam Kot and Ninh Bình.
And then you came here because you could get a cheap flight or something?
I think it's about 130 euros to from here to Perth. I'm waiting for my visa to come through, and then we're going to get a flight from here to Perth, and then hopefully I can work in the mines, earn my money, and then come back out to Asia.
We tried to give some tips and some advice to stay out of trouble, but also things that you should know beforehand.
I personally never had a problem. There's been a couple of times where like you get the street hagglers where you're sitting at a bar and they want to check your feet out. I had one yesterday grab my foot and try and give me a free one. I went, no.
At the tourist destinations, there are always scammers.
Yeah.
But are there things, without being too negative about Vietnam, something that we should know before coming here?
I think come with an open mind. It's got a lot of history here. I just come back from the War Museum actually, and that was a bit heavy and quite sad. So it's got a lot of history.
Yeah, I should know a bit about the history as well, because
I think so. It definitely helps. So learning about the history and seeing the actual effects of Agent Orange and like all the chemical wars, all the chemical stuff that they did here was quite interesting, but quite sad.
Also, one thing is people need to know, and I'll give you some examples now, that we drive on the right side.
Yes,
that,
indeed.
European European sockets can be used, but not always. Things like this.
But so if you're renting out a bike, just know. I mean, you don't really need to have a license. I've been driving without a license here, so they're a bit lenient. They're not very lenient than that. They don't really ask for they ask for your passport, but they don't ask for licenses or anything.
Yeah. I don't want to sound like a dad, but your insurance probably won't cover you if you start.
Probably not. So if you do the silly decision and drive without a license, just drive carefully. Normally, if you're driving outside of a city, it's not too bad. The places ain't too busy. The roads are generally, like if you look at the roads in Thailand and like Laos especially, the roads are just full of potholes, dirt roads, and it's bad roads.
So you've been quite a while in Thailand as well?
I did a month in Thailand. That was really fun. Me and my partner, we've been travelling together.
Okay.
So
Thailand and people don't like me to compare, but I always like to compare countries anyway. So how do you like Vietnam compared to Thailand?
Oh, I've not seen a hell of a lot of it, but I definitely want to come back here.
Yeah.
I spent a lot longer time in Thailand. I did enjoy it, but I think my favourite country was Laos.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think.
And why?
Just because of the natural side of it, which is really cool. I thought was really interesting, and I met some really cool people, and it's not very popular either.
And the money lost there as well. It's very, very cheap.
Very, very cheap.
Especially at the moment, I think they go through a recession, and all the tourism is needed, I think, as well.
Yeah, too right. I definitely think it's becoming more popular. I think a lot more people are hearing about it, which is quite nice. But I'm glad that I went at this time because I didn't run into a hell of a lot of tourists, apart from Lang Parang. Which was like the old city.
Still nice though, even with the.
Oh mate, it was beautiful.
Because you've been looking at your dollars or looking at your pounds or euros. How much money do you think 1 month of traveling in Vietnam would be enough?
I'd probably say a good. If you want to do like stuff like the Hai Jan Loop and activities, the Hai Jan Loop can cost up to $200 to $230, which is a big chunk of your money. I'd probably say if you want to do activities and see places, I'd probably say about 800 to $1,000, like euros.
Euros. 1,100-1,200 US.
Yeah, roughly.
Are you staying in hostels or?
We're staying in hostels. Like,
bunk beds.
Yeah.
Do you have a message to the world or some wisdom to pass on?
As long as you're not hurting anyone and as long as you're not causing anyone harm, just put a smile on your face and be happy and treat people how you want to be treated.
I think these conversations were quite entertaining, but they had limited information. So I made a list, the 20 things you must know before coming to Vietnam.
Visa requirements. Check and ensure you have the appropriate visa before traveling to Vietnam. Requirements may vary based on your nationality. Vietnam is known for its inconsistent visa requirements. Weather. Vietnam experiences different climates in different regions. Research the weather of the specific areas you're planning to visit during your stay. The best time to visit is between November and April. Currency. The official currency is the Vietnamese dong. Check out the exchange rate and have local currency on your hand, as credit cards are not widely accepted in all places. 25,000 Vietnamese dong is roughly $1. Local customs. Respect local customs and traditions, including appropriate dress codes when visiting temples or religious sites. Buy a big scarf or sarong after you arrived in Vietnam. Street crossing. Traffic in Vietnam can be chaotic, especially in major cities. Learn the local way of crossing the streets. Often a slow and steady pace helps. Food. The Vietnamese cuisine is diverse and delicious. Be open to try local dishes like bánh chèo, bánh mì and spring rolls from street vendors and local eateries. Language. English is not widely spoken in remote areas, so learn the basic Vietnamese phrases. This can help you and is appreciated by the locals. Health precautions. Consider a travel insurance. Be cautious with street food and drink out of bottled water. Looking for a reliable travel insurance? Safety Wings is covering pretty much the whole world wherever you come from. Links are shown in the description below this video. Transportation. When you use any kind of taxi, negotiate prices before you using these services. An easy way to not having to negotiate about the prices is using a taxi application. I recommend downloading Grab and Gojek. Cultural sensitivity. Be mindful of local customs and taboos. For example, it's considered impolite to touch someone's head, and displaying public affection may be frowned upon. Safety tips. Vietnam is generally safe, but take precautions against pickpockets and keep an eye on your belongings, especially in crowded areas. SIM cards. Consider buying a local SIM card upon arrival. I recommend Vitel, as they have the largest 4G network in Vietnam. Scams. Be cautious of common tourist scams, such as overcharging or fake tour operators. Check out more videos of Vietnam in the Vietnam playlist to get more information about this topic. Historical knowledge. Learn more about Vietnamese history, including the Vietnamese War, to better understand the cultural context of the country. I highly recommend giving the War Remnant Museum a visit while you are in Saigon. Local etiquettes. Practice good etiquette, such as removing your shoes when entering someone's home or removing hats when visiting a sacred site. Power adapters. Vietnam uses Type A and Type C electric outlets. Bring the appropriate adapters for your electronic devices. Street etiquettes. Sidewalks are often used for parking, so be prepared to walk on the road, but watch out for traffic. Nature reserves and national parks. Vietnam has stunning natural landscapes. Plan visits to places like Halong Bay, Phong Nha Ke Bang National Park and the Mekong Delta. Coffee. Vietnamese coffee is just too delicious. Coffee culture is huge and the beans are very tasty. Even though you don't like coffee, I think you still would enjoy an egg yolk or a salted coffee. Bargaining. Bargaining is common in markets and some shops. Practice your bargaining skills, but do this with respect and a smile. Bonus tip, especially for the ladies, public restrooms may vary in cleanliness, and it's advised to carry tissues or wet wipes traveling from A to B, as they may not always provide it.
This channel is based in Thailand. We're showing you the beauty of Southeast Asia, and now we are in Vietnam for a Saigon series. I wish everyone all the best in 2024. I hope you have a great New Year's Eve. Thank you so much for watching till the very end. I would like to say from Saigon City, bye for now and stay champ.